Hello there. Regarding the 40-person party that I made a reservation for last week, I'd like to cancel, please. What? You'd better get here as fast as you can. Your company's CEO and majority shareholder are here.
Trouble Busters!
My name's Alan. I'm a chef specializing in French food. I recently went independent and started my own restaurant. Well, didn't I tell you? The decor is all wrong for the food. This chef here used to work with me, and he was always an uncultured buffoon. Hello to you too, Jimmy. I'll have to ask you not to criticize my restaurant while dining here. All I'm saying is the truth. That's it. I've lost my appetite. Jimmy, you have to pay your bill. You think I'd pay a dime for this pig slop? Put it on my tab. I'll pay for it eventually. Eventually, huh? As you can see, I still have to deal with constant harassment from my former superior at my old restaurant. One day, though, he took his maliciousness up to a whole new level. Thank you for calling La Rousser. Hey there, Alan. I'm calling about the reservation I made last week for a party of 40. I'd like to cancel, please. What? I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. I hope it doesn't hurt your bottom line too much. Okay, Jimmy, this is going way over the line. You know exactly how bad this is gonna hurt my bottom line. All the extra supplies I had to purchase, all the preparation, that's a lot of time and money that's all going to go to waste. A restaurant like mine would never be able to recover from a financial hit like this. Yeah, well, that's what you get for having the gall to go independent before me. You should have known your place. You don't deserve your own restaurant. I can't allow this restaurant to go under. There are too many people depending on me. I'm putting a stop to this right here, right now. He won't get away with this. Trouble Busters! So tell me, Alan, how much food is gonna go to waste now? I bet it's at least $3,000 worth. A cancellation of a party of 40? It's gonna be at least several $1,000s, maybe more than 10,000. Why do you ask? How about I take it off your hands? It would be a shame to throw all that food away, right? You want me to give you the food that you canceled? Are you insane? It's just that with all the starving children in the world, it doesn't seem right to let perfectly good food spoil. I'll head over there now to pick it up. Fine. Your timing is perfect, actually. We were just talking about inviting you over here. Huh? You'd better get here as fast as you can. Your company's CEO and majority shareholder are here. What? What's going on? You'll find out when you get here. Answer me, Alan. Alan! Mr. Michaels, Mr. Johnson, what are you doing in a place like this? A place like this? What do you mean? This is a gorgeous establishment. I was just telling Alan how impressed I was with him. On the contrary, you, James, have disappointed me to no end. What? Please, Mr. Michaels, wait! I don't understand. Why are you disappointed in me all of a sudden? There's nothing sudden about it at all, Jimmy. You've been causing Mr. Michaels nothing but trouble for as long as I can remember. But what did I do? Don't pretend like you don't remember. We've had this conversation before numerous times. You know our restaurant has been experiencing minor losses in our supplies stock for an extended period of time. And the person behind those losses is you, James. No, you're wrong! Is that so? You've been making too much food and taking whatever was left over home with you every day. You've been putting in orders that were never made and stealing food from the refrigerator, haven't you? Shut up, you! Don't forget, I am your boss, Alan! Not anymore, you're not. As inventory manager, you're in charge of tracking what supplies are purchased, used, and discarded, aren't you? Well, yes, I guess I am. You inflated the amount of used and disposed supplies in your reports and brought home exactly that amount. Only someone in a position such as yours with access to that data would be able to pull off such an intricate scheme. This is your final chance. Admit what you've done and offer a sincere apology. But sir, you have to believe me. I can't apologize for something I didn't do. I'm innocent. Really, Jimmy? How long are you gonna keep up this act? You can't talk to me like that. You might have your own restaurant, but I'm still your superior. I taught you everything you know about working in a kitchen, and I demand your respect. You would never have been able to go independent if it weren't for me. And this is how you repay me, you ingrate. Oh, I'm absolutely grateful for everything you've taught me, but that's not relevant now. The issue is that you've been stealing from the restaurant's inventory. I haven't stolen one single thing. Man, you just won't give up. To be honest, I expected that things would turn out this way. I guess I've got no choice but to call in my witness. Come on in. Christy? Oh no! I had her come early and wait in the back while she listened to our conversation. Well, Christy, now that we've heard what Jimmy has to say, would you mind telling us what you've personally seen him do?
Gladly. Here's just what's gone on this last week. He made enough fries for 4 portions when there were only 2 orders. Then, when they were done cooking, he put the extras in his bag and took them home.
She's lying!
It's the truth. I was so shocked and scared when I saw him, I didn't know what to do. I mean, putting freshly made French fries in a bag? Who does that? He's lucky he didn't burn himself.
It's not like that. I was just seasoning them. I put them in the bag to season them. I notice you didn't deny taking them home just now. I didn't do it, honest. All I was doing was removing excess frying oil and adding seasoning. That has got to be the worst excuse I've ever heard. Even if that were true, that would violate food safety laws. But let's set the French fry incident aside for now. Christy has much more information to give to us. You see, the truth is that she's been receiving awful treatment from Jimmy for some time. She came to me for advice on how to deal with it. Awful treatment? Nonsense! I've been a total professional. I trained her exactly how my old boss trained me. Well, yeah, that's precisely the problem, Jimmy. We'll deal with the missing inventory issue later, Alan. Let's focus on what happened to Christy for now. Yes, sir, I'd say that's a great idea.
Thank you so much, sir.
Anything to say, Jimmy? About what? I'd like to think you're aware that there are all sorts of practices that were once considered acceptable but aren't anymore. But you've treated Christy in ways that cross the line on multiple occasions. For example, you once shouted at her, saying things like, "I shouldn't have to tell you twice, do it right the first time." And so what if I did? There's nothing wrong with that. You think so, huh? I believe you also said that Jimmy forbade you from taking notes, is that right?
Yeah, he did. He gave me long-winded explanations on recipes and procedures, but didn't let me write anything down.
Your point? Some people might have a good enough memory for that, but what purpose does that serve for training a new employee? Mr. Johnson, as the company's largest stockholder and lawyer, what's your opinion on this? It's absolutely ridiculous. It serves no purpose but to terrify new, younger employees. You should be grateful she hasn't sued you. Oh, come on. You're being overly dramatic. I remember back when you were training me, you would ream me out for the most minor things on a daily basis, even in front of other staff members or customers. Don't you think that's inappropriate? Doing it in private is one thing, but aggressively criticizing an employee in public is even more outrageous. It's not my fault. He shouldn't have messed up enough for me to yell at him. Everybody makes mistakes, Jimmy. People in charge of training other employees should be considerate of that fact. You little...
I've also heard from basically every other member of our staff that Jimmy has implemented a quota of 500 orders per day, and anyone who doesn't meet it gets punished.
That's a ridiculous quota. You can't honestly expect people to take that many orders in a single day. I'm just encouraging everyone to contribute towards the restaurant's sales.
I heard that anyone who didn't make the quota, which was almost everyone, was forced to do odd jobs.
Is that true?
You assigned an impossible quota and punished staff for not meeting it? Once again, that is ridiculous. I couldn't imagine working at a place with such an overbearing superior. How utterly shameless.
This is bad. Very bad. That's odd. You never gave me any sort of quota. Does this mean that you're treating employees prejudicially? Nonsense! I would never do such a thing. I treat all of my trainees equally and fairly.
I've seen with my own 2 eyes how he treats different people differently. Any staff member could testify to that.
You're lying!
This is highly problematic.
Hold on just 1 second. This is unfair. It's 4 against 1. You can't just finger me as the bad guy without hearing my side first. You already told us your side. You said that you trained everyone exactly how you were trained. Isn't that right? Well, yeah, but still. I was only thinking about the restaurant's success. You're overplaying your hand, Alan. All you've got is your word against mine. That's not evidence. Christy's making it all up. None of that stuff ever happened. She's twisting the truth to make me look bad. She's making it up. That's a pretty weighty allegation, Jimmy.
Everything I've said is 100% true.
Yeah, right. I am sick and tired of you societal losers blaming your betters for your own shortcomings. It's not my fault you failed at life, all right? Now shut your mouth, get back in the kitchen, and stop making me look bad. I think you're doing a good enough job of that by yourself. Excuse me? I'm getting tired of this pointless back and forth. If you want evidence, I've got plenty of it. Show them the video from earlier, Christy.
Are you sure it's all right?
I'm sure. After all, Jimmy said he wanted to see the evidence, so let's show him. Wait, is that? Oh no! How did you get that? Since when was there a security camera in that corner of the kitchen? Actually, this is a separate camera from the one that was originally placed in the kitchen. Isn't that right, Christy?
Yeah, the truth is, I put this one over there myself.
You what? You have no right to do such a thing without permission. That's a violation of my privacy and everyone else's.
That depends on the circumstances, actually. After all, placing hidden security cameras is completely legal. There's no law against it. Now, if they were placed in the bathroom or locker room, then I could see there being an argument against it. But this was placed in the kitchen. I don't see any legal issues at all with that location.
But it's not fair. It's still a violation of my privacy to film me without permission. I never consented to you recording a video of me. This is flagrantly immoral. What about you, Alan? How would you feel if you found out that someone had been filming you in secret? It certainly wouldn't be a good feeling, but given the circumstances you put Christy in, I can totally understand why she did it.
There are some protections in the law against unwanted filming by third parties, such as eavesdropping laws and prohibitions of so-called peeping Tom behavior. But in the event the recording is to prevent crime or preserve evidence of a crime, then there are certain exceptions which allow it.
For real?
The important thing is having a reason for the recording that would be justifiable to an average rational individual. In my professional opinion, secretly recording someone committing a crime would be perfectly legal. Furthermore, there is an abundance of case law establishing that secretly recorded videos are admissible as evidence in court.
Christy had a clear intent to record Jimmy in the act of committing a crime.
Jimmy was very aware of where the kitchen security cameras were, as well as how to avoid them. Whenever he was doing something inappropriate to us, he always made sure to do it in the camera's blind spot. I knew there was no way for me to protect myself but to record him in the act. I was desperate, so I set up that camera.
I can't believe this!
We have clear video evidence of you stealing food from the kitchen, so you're not going to escape responsibility for that.
The impish look you had on your face while stuffing food into your bag was absolutely sickening. You're a grown man, James. I'm sorry you decided to pass up your only chance to come clean. Mr. Michaels, if I may? I also received word from Christy that the 40-person party you made a reservation for was a complete fabrication from the very beginning. So I hate to disappoint you, but I never actually took your reservation seriously anyway, so I'm not out a single penny.
Oh, come on! This is the worst!
You were behind all of this, weren't you? Oh yeah? And what makes you say that? It was all part of your plan to take me down, you devious little vermin. You're such a dirty coward, a shameless scumbag. You were afraid to face me one-on-one, so you brought all your friends along. Do I need to remind you that you were caught stealing from your boss? Shut up! Shut up, shut up, shut up! Unbelievable. Now you're just acting like a spoiled little child, Jimmy.
No, I'm not. It's not fair. I didn't do anything wrong. All I wanted was to make the restaurant as successful as possible. That's why I was so hard on all my trainees to harden them up. You've got to believe me, Mr. Michaels. That just sounds like desperation from a man who knows he's been found out. Did you actually think any of us would believe that nonsense? It's the truth, though. Look, I'll keep working as long as it takes to pay off what I took home, all right? So please have mercy on me. I'm begging you. Please don't fire me. Please. All right. That's good enough for me, as long as you pay me back for every last cent. However, while I might forgive you, your troubles aren't over yet. Well, Alan, what do you think? If not for Christy, James would have caused your restaurant incalculable damage.
That's true, sir. Honestly, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't furious about what he tried to do to me. Not to mention he's been loudly insulting my restaurant every time he comes in, and one time he set up his own disco ball.
Okay, the disco ball was funny, you have to admit that.
I took a page out of Christie's book and started recording you whenever you came in, for some time now. Just so you know, I also have a recording of our entire phone call from earlier today.
Your restaurant has the absolutely ugliest decor I've ever seen. I mean, what's the theme? Tables and chairs? Not that our restaurant is any better, it's humiliating to work there. Whoever designed it has no sense at all. Hey, come on, Alan, did you really have to play that right now? James. Did you say our restaurant has no sense at all? Did my ears deceive me? Yes, they did. I definitely didn't say anything of the sort. I was just saying that I had some ideas to improve the restaurant's atmosphere, that's all. I'll have you know that I designed our restaurant's interior. I will not stand to be insulted by the likes of you. You're much too late for apologies, James. I was going to give you a second chance, but no more. I'm pressing charges against you for the theft of all those supplies and suing you for damages. No, please, I'm begging you, don't sue me. Shall we head over to the police station?
Mr. Johnson went directly to the police station with Jimmy in tow. He explained the situation and that he was planning to press charges. They had him dead to rights, and Jimmy immediately confessed to stealing supplies from the kitchen. He was granted a speedy trial and pled guilty, and Christy and the other cooks at the restaurant never saw him again. Reservation for 4? Got it, thank you very much. Now that Jimmy doesn't come by to bash the place anymore, business is booming at my restaurant. I want to keep doing my best to make it the best French restaurant in town. Until next time, Trouble Busters!